We got Destruction Ifritor I7 and Stone Nemesis N7 in our spider web.
Are you ready? Out of the way! Oh! Whoa!
Time to change fate!
Beyblade is awesome. Welcome to the spider web. I'm Agent Spider, and my mission is to unbox the Destruction Ifritor and Stone Nemesis 2-pack. This 2-pack looks pretty cool. Box art is fantastic as usual. So Stone Nemesis is actually an evolution to the Noctimus line, although they renamed it from Noctimus to Nemesis, which was its original name. Interesting. So, we have the Nemesis N7 chip, the Stone Blade, the G06 Gravity Ring, which is also 3, QD06, which is Cyrax-Q, PD16-Q, which is Needle QuadDrive, then the A03 Armor Tip, which is A03. It seems like this armor tip is not based off of any Takara Tomy driver, so I don't think there's a name for it, but if there is, please correct me in the comments. Looking at Destruction Ifritor, we see the Ifritor I7 chip, the Destruction Blade, G04 is 6, QD01, which is Nexus QuadDrive, TA22-Q, which is Assault QuadDrive, and the S02 Armor Chip, which is Kick QuadDrive. With the armor tip, Stone Nemesis is in an attack mode, but without it, it's in a defense mode. For Ifritor, with its armor tip, it's in a stamina mode, and without it, it's in attack mode. Let's open this box. Let's take a look at each individual part. First off, we have Destruction, which weighs around 5.25 grams. Destruction is a pretty decent blade. As you can see, it has a Valtrek plus Rocktivore aesthetic going on for it. It does have some nice offensive power, but because it's really thin compared to most blades, it's probably not the greatest for attack, although it is still pretty decent. It will take a bit amount of recoil, but not as much as other attack layers though, so that's a plus. I will say though that the color is not my favorite. I'll say it's not my favorite. Next up we have the Ifritor I7 chip, and I really like the look of this one. Looks a lot better than the original in my opinion. So 4.54 grams, alright, pretty decent. This chip does look like it should have the same slopes. Yeah, slopes are really thin, therefore they're not that great. There is the QR code. Sadly, Ifritor is known to have really weak slopes. It seems like the recolors have the same fate. I like the glare applications in there still. But yeah, it really does capture the whole fire and lava thing going for it. So that's really cool. If we put this with the blade though, I mean it kind of looks cool, but it's just this weird beige, I don't know, yellow? It's like a beige color, but it's weird. We have the 6 Gravity Ring, which weighs around 1.59 grams. Nothing special about it other than it looks kind of cool. Weighs around the same as every other Gravity Ring, and they function the same, so not much to say about this. In full, the layer weighs 11.38 grams. Next up we have Nexus, which weighs around 24.8 grams. Really good. Nexus is great. Although there's better discs, Nexus is good, has great weight to it, can really help base pack a punch, so this is really good for attack types. Now, this is particularly better with QuadDrive layers. I don't see this being useful for non-QuadDrive layers, for the fact that it's going to have this weird gap going for a lot of bays. Although I could say that when a bay is in Apex mode, a gap will still persist, but core mode with this disc, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. Here we have Assault QuadDrive that weighs around 5.6 grams. I'd say it's a pretty good driver. Spring in it, I believe it's pretty good. I know the last one was, The yellow one at least was pretty good. I think this one's decent. Maybe it's kind of good. I'd say it's good. It's not bad or anything. The beauty of this driver is that it can stall really well with attack type and stamina type combinations preferably. Now, while it is an attack type driver, and a lot of people say, oh, use it for attack types, stamina types will benefit from this, especially if you give this driver a really good disc to pair up with, like Wheel or Giga. It's very sweet, and I'd say this is definitely a good one to have. We now have the Armor Tip Kick QuadDrive, which weighs around 3.42 grams. This armor tip is wonderful. It's awesome. Life after death is incredible. Stamina, incredible. It's great. Doesn't even have to be free spin. It's just that good. Any QuadDrive driver that has a really good spring paired with this armor tip is a menace. Armor tip, along with the driver, weighs around 9 grams. 45.3 grams about. Approximately. Just sitting around there. Moving on to Stone, which weighs around 5.5 grams. Stone is weird, I'd say. It looks cool. It looks really cool. I love the transparency going on with it. It could have been a bit more detailed, but then again, I kind of like it how it is because we can actually glorify the transparency on this. I mean, look at this. You can see through it. You can kind of see through it. That's just cool. It's really cool. It's probably going to look even cooler when it spins in the stadium, too. Yeah, I don't know how this one's going to be. I don't think it's going to be easy to burst this, but I could be wrong. Let's take a look at this. Kind of rugged, but not really. It might take a bit of recoil, especially around here, but I doubt it'll take way too much. It seems like this is the main focus point, or these are the main focus points over here, right and left. Top and bottom seem more defensive in a sense. Next up we have Nemesis N7. Weighs around 4.9 grams. Pretty cool. I like the look of this. Definitely has the Noctimus / Nemesis feel. Slopes are kind of okay. They're better than Ifritors, I'll say that. There's the QR code. Yeah, they're 100% better than Ifritors, but I won't say they're that great. I wouldn't say they're that great. So it's faced like this? Huh. Interesting. I like this one. I like the look of this one. It looks odd. But I think the whole off-balance thing is supposed to be a thing with Noctimus anyway, so... Next up we have the 3 Gravity Ring. It weighs like 1.5 grams. Nothing too special about it. It's just your average gravity ring that looks kind of cool, but not really. So here we go. Layer in full, 11.92 grams. So a little heavier than Destruction Ifritor altogether. Interesting. We now have Cyrax QuadDrive, which weighs around 25.5 grams. So Cyrax is pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. Is it better than Nexus? Probably. I know it's heavier. Although heavy doesn't always mean better. I think it does have a more useful shape that will take less recoil. On right spinning bays anyway. On left spinning bays, I don't know. Next up we have Needle QuadDrive, which weighs around 5.4 grams. Needle is known not to be that great of a driver, so I'd say it translates here. I don't think this is going to be that good. I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be an average stationary driver with one flaw, that being that because of how spiky it is around it, if it gets tilted over, I'm pretty sure it's going to be hard to actually keep this bay unstable, but at the same time, it's going to lose quite a bit of stamina as it restabilizes itself. That's just from a glance though. Spring might actually be kind of decent though. So there's that. And we have the armor tip, A03, because I don't think it has an actual name. Let's see, it weighs around 2 grams. It looks really weird. Huh, it's very cone shaped, and the tip is pretty small, but it's flat. It might perform a little like Assault QuadDrive, now that I think about it. It might be about the same, but it has a wider circumference around it as it's going up compared to Assault. Interesting. This would actually be taller than Assault QuadDrive 2 because this is an armor tip and you would have to put on an actual driver. So yeah, this would be taller. You could have a taller version of Assault. Huh. I don't know if that's good or bad, but let's see. With the driver, it weighs around 7.6 grams. Weighs around 45 grams. Pretty close. Pretty close. Alright, not too heavy. In terms of slopes, I'd say Nemesis has slightly better slopes, while Ifritors are just bad. In terms of driver springs, Nemesis has a worse one than the one that Ifritor has. But the slopes on Ifritor are so bad that the spring doesn't do way too much anyway. It does definitely help though, I'll say that. Because if it had a bad spring, this would be incredibly loose, trust me. Alright, test launching Nemesis in 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Okay, so it's aggressive, but not way too aggressive as I expected. Armor tip removed. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Huh. Needleless need a weird driver. That's one weird defense tip. Destruction Ifritor. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. That is indeed with the attachment. Assault QuadDrive. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. So it's more aggressive than the A03 armor tip. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Destruction? Yeah, Destruction wins that one. As I expected. It has the better driver. Uno QuadDrive, I don't think it's good. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Wow. Destruction with the burst finish. Yeah, burst resistance on these days. Not cutting it. Ooh, how about kick versus kick? Let's bring in Vanish. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. The Vanish blade has a wider circumference than the Destruction blade. Kind of funny. And that's Vanish. How about this? Remove kick and put Destruction in Apex mode. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip! Whoa! I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, okay. You get a burst in favor of Destruction. They got some good attack power. Let's battle Bellfire. Bellfire in core mode with its attachment. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip! Rip! Oh gosh. Destruction Ifritor beat Destruction Bellfire? Bro. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Bellfire in Apex mode. Okay, now it's just about stamina at this point. Wait, Bellfire. Alright. It's Nemesis' turn. Nemesis versus Vanish. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Oh. That was a snipe. But we'll let this stand. Because it doesn't look like... Well, Nemesis could get a slow motion burst, now I think about it. Okay, it doesn't look like it will. Nah, that's Vanish. That's Vanish. Alright, I know it's early, but for the rest of the video, I will not use Needle. Needle QuadDrive is bad. I'm officially saying it's bad. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Gosh! That's what I'm talking about. Get out of here. See, no Needle QuadDrive. No Needle QuadDrive. Use the A03 armor tip, and Nemesis can actually pack a good punch. Man. There we go. Send Vanish out of here. I wonder how it'll fare against Cyclone. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Now, Cyclone is probably the strongest QuadDrive bay out right now. Come on, Nemesis. I gotta set it there. Ooh, wait. Ah, I don't think so. Not with the way Rocketboard's stalling now. Oh, won? Nemesis won that. Dude. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Nemesis, is Stone that good? Okay, it's gonna lose here. Yeah, okay. Let's put both bays in Apex mode. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Come on, Stone. Yeah, alright. Alrighty. Get out of here, Cyclone. You got that one. Bellfire, then end it. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Ooh, Bellfire, not liking that. Really, Stone? Really? You had it, and then you, bruh. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Rip. Come on, Stone. Oh my gosh. Epic double burst. Okay, not really, but dude. So, Spyder stats. What do I think of these bays? They can both pack kind of a punch, but their burst resistance is bad. We're starting with Ifritor. Ifritor gets a... I'll give it a 6. Don't like the look of it that much. Chip looks nice, but the blade itself looks kind of bad. Slopes are really bad on the chip. Disc is good, but there are so many other better ones. No, so QuadDrive is probably the best thing off of this bay. Also the kick attachment, so I'll give it that. It does look kind of decent altogether, and it can handle itself a little decently, but in general, it's not that cool. Man. Now for Stone Nemesis, same thing. I'll say 6. Looks pretty nice. Chip has decent slopes, but the spring driver isn't that great. Needles is really bad. Needle QuadDrive is bad. The armor tip though, it's pretty good. I'll say that. And the disc is pretty good too. So I think 6. Overall, this dual pack, I'll go ahead and say it's a 5.5. Nothing way too special. There are a lot of better things out there. Kind of disappointing. Alright, so thanks for watching and keep blading.